Imagine a problem so massive that even outer space can't hide it. Every week, you throw away your trash and forget it ever existed. The smell disappears. The clutter is gone. Problem solved, right? But here's the strange part. Nothing actually disappears. Every bottle, wrapper, broken gadget, and plastic bag still exists somewhere. We simply move it out of sight and pretend it's gone. So what if humanity stopped pretending? What if we launched every piece of garbage into space? At first, it sounds brilliant. Space is huge, practically endless. Surely there's enough room for our trash. And that's exactly why the idea feels so convincing. We've been launching rockets since the 1950s. We've sent spacecraft beyond the planets. We've even touched the edge of the sun's atmosphere. So why not use the cosmos as the world's biggest dumpster? The answer starts with a number almost too large to imagine. Every single year, humanity produces around 1.2 trillion kilograms of garbage. That's not a mountain. That's a planet-sized problem. One powerful rocket can carry only a tiny fraction of that weight into orbit. To remove all global waste, we'd need millions upon millions of launches every year. What happens next changes everything. The cost wouldn't be measured in billions, not even trillions. We're talking about a number so absurd it could bankrupt civilization itself. And that's only the beginning. Because even if humanity somehow found the money, even if we built enough rockets, even if every nation worked together, a much darker problem would still be waiting above our heads. And that's when things get dangerous. Sending garbage into space sounds impossible. But strangely enough, money isn't the biggest obstacle. Failure is. Every rocket launch is a gamble. Modern rockets are incredibly reliable. Some systems succeed more than 97% of the time. That sounds reassuring. Until you scale it up. Imagine launching hundreds of millions of garbage-filled rockets every year. Suddenly, a tiny failure rate becomes millions of disasters. And this is where it gets weird. Each failed rocket wouldn't simply vanish. It would explode. Burning plastics, toxic chemicals, heavy metals, and industrial waste could rain back toward Earth. The skies would become a threat. The oceans would absorb contamination. Entire ecosystems could be poisoned. But that's not even the craziest part. Suppose the launches actually succeed. Suppose the garbage reaches orbit. Problem solved? Not even close. Because space around Earth is already crowded. Thousands of satellites circle the planet every day. Communication systems, navigation networks, weather forecasting, global internet. The modern world depends on them. Now imagine adding endless streams of garbage to that environment. One collision creates debris. Debris causes more collisions. Those collisions create even more debris. A chain reaction begins. Scientists call this possibility the Kessler Syndrome. And if it happens, Earth's orbit could become a deadly minefield. New satellites couldn't launch safely. Space missions could become impossible. Humanity wouldn't be exploring the stars. We'd be trapped beneath a shell of our own waste. Surrounded by technology we can no longer use. Cut off from the future. But the most disturbing consequence hasn't appeared yet. Because eventually, some of that garbage may decide to come home. For decades, humanity has treated space as the ultimate escape route. A place where problems can simply drift away forever. But what if that's an illusion? What if space isn't an exit? What if it's a mirror? Here's the twist nobody expects. Garbage launched into orbit doesn't magically disappear. It keeps circling Earth. Hour after hour. Year after year. Sometimes decade after decade. Waiting. And eventually, gravity starts collecting its debt. Some objects burn up harmlessly during re-entry. Others don't. Fragments survive. Pieces return. And that's when things changed. The solution becomes the problem. Instead of eliminating waste, we've created a gigantic ring of danger around our planet. A ring capable of damaging satellites, disrupting communications, threatening astronauts, and sending debris back toward Earth. Humanity wouldn't escape its garbage. Humanity would become surrounded by it. The irony is almost unbelievable. We spend enormous amounts of money trying to throw trash away, only to create a future where the trash never truly leaves. A future where our greatest technological achievement becomes our greatest environmental mistake. And perhaps that's the real lesson. There is no magical way. Every object we discard remains part of the story. Somewhere. Somehow. Whether it's buried underground, floating in oceans, or orbiting above our heads. Nothing truly disappears. But here's the question that still haunts scientists. If humanity keeps producing more waste every year and space can't save us, then where exactly does our garbage go next? And what happens when there is finally nowhere left to hide it?